Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Go Karts and Extra Parts here, back with another video. Actually, this is the first video. I just want to talk about this channel and what it's going to be, and basically what I'm trying to portray here. But this is my go-kart. It's a Tao Tao 110cc go-kart, and basically me and my dad, but mostly it was my idea to, we've had it for a while, 4 years and somewhere around there, and I rode it often when I was younger and stuff, and we just moved and we kind of forgot about it, to be honest, and I just had this idea, and I was like, Dad, pull the go-kart out, and if I get it to run, then you have to get me the parts that I need. And so basically what I did was I had to rebuild the carb, entire thing. So I had to rebuild the carb. Then I had to charge the battery. And then I had to re-grease the starter because it was locked up. And I had to work on this electrical system right here. I had to restart that because this was getting really hot and it started to burn through. So I had to get new wire terminals and new connections for it. Oh, and I had to get a new solenoid. So that's another thing that I got. I did take the fairings off to look better and to work on this brake cap right here for the braking fluid, hydraulic fluid. And there was a rat's nest up in here, the electrical systems. So I had to take care of that, but it does run. It does not have a tank. I took the tank off because it was very corroded in the inside, and I really didn't think I needed it because I'm going to get a new one anyways. So that should actually be here today. Today is Friday, the 15th. So that should be exciting. Hopefully I can do that tonight and show it to you guys because it's not here yet. I took the lights off. And hopefully I can replace those with LEDs eventually, or like a light bar, maybe right here, and you see same post. Because already has wiring connections and everything, so that might be cool. These carts get a lot of bad rep, and they're really not that bad. Just make sure to tighten all the bolts and stuff like that. But right here, you can actually see that it does have a gear shifter. So there's one, second, and then third. Third, this is a common problem. I read about this. Third doesn't actually light up until you're moving. But you can see if I go back down to second, first, zero, neutral, and then reverse. So really, this cart has everything. It's a little small for me. I mean, I can fit in it for the most part. I mean, I can use the gas and the shifter and everything. Still kind of crammed though, but still be a lot of fun in my neighborhood. Another thing I had to work on was I took off the handbrake right here. This is where the connecting bolt is right here, and this is where the fluid goes in for it. I took that apart because there's no real use to it. I mean, and it gets in the way. This is the linkage cable, and the handbrake went right here, so it would look something like that. And I took that out. That took about 10 minutes maybe. Here's the actual handbrake housing for it. And first thing when we got this, I had to get new spark plugs. I knew it needed new spark plugs. It just did. And so I took out the spark plug, the original one, and I ran the engine a little bit. And water came out, mud, so I sprayed starting fluid down in there and tried to get as much of that out as I possibly could. Just a quick little tip on that, if you're trying to do that, put starting fluid in there, or carb cleaner. Carb cleaner works really well too because it has upper cylinder lubricant and stuff. But this does have the type of steering that, you know, cars have, which is pretty cool, I guess. But the brake lights don't work either. I have to get new brake lights. Probably need to get a new exhaust for it eventually. I also replaced the oil in it. There's a drain pan, my bad. So I did all that. I'm only 14, by the way. A lot of my friends were impressed that I was able to do this at such a quite young age, but I got it. The only way without a fuel filter, it does run. The carburetor is still very messed up. It will only run on choke, full choke, won't run any different. And I think this throttle cable is not acting right, or the main jet is not right. But the idle screws set correctly. It's a factory spec, and 2.5 turns from fully tight back. And so I've done all that. It will run. So basically, what I have to do, I have to jerry rig it, and I have to put the fuel filter on where this goes into the bowl, and I have to put gas directly into it. But luckily, my dad has bought me a gas tank. The gas tank's actually for a dirt bike. What was that? It's actually for a dirt bike, but it'll work on this. Same concept. Yeah. Also, the background for go-karts and extra parts. It's I feel like everybody runs into this eventually, but they work on a project and they have extra bolts and stuff and extra parts that they don't know where it went to. So that's just something I came up with. Now the actual fairing for this, right here. There's the gas tank. It's very rusty. I don't know if you can see that. But the fairing for this is right here. And obviously you can see it's cracked. A tree fell on this go-kart quite a while ago. So I just took that off by removing the rivets. This is the oil I put in it. This is a oil that people recommended. It's a ATV, UTV, 4-stroke synthetic, 5W40 to be exact. And that was an easy installation. I probably overfilled the oil actually, but that'd be okay. Chain's it's pretty loose. Needs to be oiled. These things are actually pretty quiet. I live in a townhouse, and I don't have any complaints so far. It does have I would say that's a 2-point harness. Connects in the middle. Something like that. Sorry, you guys weren't able to see that very well. Connect something like that. So that's a pretty cool feature. Another thing that I need to work on is the brakes are completely shot, I'm pretty sure, at this point. So basically the way this works with hydraulic fluid, there's these two, I don't know if you can see them, but there's these two bolts right here, and they push against a cylinder basically, which pushes the hydraulic fluid to the actual brake calipers. So that's how that works. And the fluid isn't even really that bad. It could probably be flushed, which I'll do. It smells a little burnt, but it's not too uncommon for these go-karts. Mirror, I'll do a full review of this thing in another video. This is just me talking about the channel and what I have for this channel and what I'm going to do. So yeah, go-karts and parts. Make sure to subscribe. Leave any comments for recommendations if you know anything about the brakes. I have gotten a new carburetor for this. I do have a new carb. It's should be in the 18th. Today's the 15th, so in about 4 days. So alright guys, so we just got the tank, and it's what I expected right here. This is how I think I'm going to mount it, and I'm hoping just mounting it with some zip ties right here, yeah, let's get into it. Alright, so there we go guys, there's the final solution. Just have to cut these off, but basically I have the hose turned into the fuel filter, to the second hose, into the bowl recept, and here's the overflow line right there. So now we're going to open up the garage and put some gas in it and see what happens. we go. Alright guys, so I'm basically holding the choke right now. It's really loud because it doesn't know how to idle. But there it is. So that's basically what happens. It does that a lot. And not much fuel leakage, but that's basically how it runs. And if you have any tips, I'm getting a new carburetor, but it still runs super weird even without it. So if you guys have any tips or tricks, let me know. And Go Karts and Parts checking out. See you guys in the next one. Please like and subscribe.